Good evening. It's Renee Knight, Rani Yoga Devi, coming to you from my home in Leamington, Ontario. I am following what's happening in Palestine very closely. I'm watching everything from that I can from all sides. I'm watching things from the Jewish perspective, which is different from the Zionist perspective. I'm watching the Palestinian perspective, and I'm watching the Zionist perspective. The Zionist perspective is terrible, hateful, ugly, evil. There's no other way to put it. The Israeli side, the people don't want this happening. There are rabbis that are congregated in Brooklyn from all over the world. And reporters keep grabbing them and asking them questions, and it breaks their hearts to see Judaism used as a tool to kill Palestinians. Many of them have talked about how when they were younger that they would babysit the Palestinian kids and the Palestinian families would babysit their kids. And all this is happening because of greed. Ugly, ugly, ugly greed. And when you see the Palestinians speak, all I can say is that their faith is almost unshakable, despite the fact that their whole world has been shaken and torn and blown to bits and pieces. When you see the love that they have for their children when they've died, and the tenderness that they're showing them, and children too for their parents when they lose them, they don't feel any different than we do when we lose a loved one. So how is it that they're able to live through this terrible, terrible time and still have faith? I don't know if I would. I honestly don't know if my faith would hold up the way that of the Palestinians is. I just am in awe of them, particularly people who are risking their lives to tell the story of the Palestinians and what is happening to them. Journalists, many of whom have died, killed, our entire families killed. All I can say is that with the faith that I have, which is not as strong as theirs, I pray for Palestine. I pray for every single person in Palestine. And I also pray that these Zionists wake up, because they'll answer to God at the end of their lives. And the Palestinians have done nothing wrong to deserve this. They can blame as much as they want on Hamas, but Hamas was just a means to protect themselves against a huge army when they had nobody. But you know what? Now they've got the whole world behind them. Just about every country in the world is having demonstrations that are pro-Palestinian. And well, it should be. I don't know what more to say other than I hope it's over soon. Because it's just too much what these people are bearing. It's just too much. It's heartbreaking to watch. I can only imagine someone who was Palestinian in my country of Canada watching this helplessly. I can only imagine somebody who's Jewish living in my country, or any country for that matter, thinking, what in our name? It's heartbreaking for all of us. Anybody with a heart, anybody who's a human being, if anybody doesn't care about the suffering of what the people in Palestine are going through and have been going through for 75 years of brutal occupation by Israel, they aren't human. The world can't turn a blind eye to this. And I guess if there's anything that's positive that's come out of this, it's that people now know what Israel is. And there's nothing good about what Israel has become. It's mind-boggling to think that Israel was created as a state for Jewish people who didn't have a homeland after they were spread all over the world, and then a genocide happened to them by Nazi hands, that they have become the Nazis. And I know this does not speak for all Jewish people, of course. It speaks to a small minority. And that small minority is ruining everything for Jewish people, ruining everything for Christians, ruining everything for Palestinians who are Muslim. And let me tell you that there are people who never knew a thing about the Muslim faith before, and now are saying, well, whatever's there going on with those people, they got massive faith. But it isn't true of all Muslim people. These Palestinian people are special. And they have my 100% support. Thank you. Rani Yoga Devi signing off.